coronavirus. That's how it looks like. Red, yellow, gray, or orange.
One more note tonight from the state prison system. California's Department of Corrections says it has no coronavirus cases, and to keep things that way, it will be canceling all normal visiting hours until further notice. One more note tonight from the state prison system. California's Department of Corrections says it has no coronavirus cases, and to keep things that way, it will be canceling all normal visiting hours until further notice.
Show today, Ryan Newman gives his first public interview since that terrifying crash at Daytona a few weeks ago. NASCAR is pushing back the release date of their 2021 schedule. Got to move a few more things around, and it wouldn't be a week in NASCAR without some ridiculous Twitter drama. So we have a lot to discuss in this episode. Let's get to it. What's going on? My name is Eric, and welcome to Out of the Group. We have a lot to get to today, so I'm not going to waste too much of your time. I do want to shout out G6, this episode's sponsor. They sponsored some episodes last year, they sponsored a couple this year already, so they're really supporting what we're doing over here. They really support NASCAR, they really support fans like you who enjoy the sport. So shout out to G6 for sponsoring today's episode. And if you're not feeling too good, whether you have muscle aches, muscle pains, joint pain, anything like that, G6 is for you. You know, I've been traveling to a lot of races starting this season, doing a lot of walking. My feet are sore, my legs are sore, sometimes my shoulders are sore because I'm lugging around a huge backpack. G6 is perfect for that kind of relief. Stop muscle pain before it stops you. That's their slogan. You heard it here before. So go check out G6. They're available at all sorts of your favorite retailers. So just go check out down in that description. You can always order it online as well. Big thank you to G6 for sponsoring Out of the Group, for supporting the Groupie Gang, supporting NASCAR, and supporting what we're doing over here on YouTube. Really thank you to G6 for sponsoring the show. Go check them out. All right, so let's get started with the most recent news. This morning, the day I'm filming this, Ryan Newman appeared on the Today Show in New York City and gave his first public, organized interview since the crash at the end of the Daytona 500. And it was only a few minutes long. He obviously reiterated again how lucky he felt like he was to survive such a harrowing crash. But there were a few specifics from that interview that I did want to focus on. Firstly, he did say that the injury he sustained was just a head injury. He called it a bruised brain. That's the type of thing where it's going to take time to heal, and that's why he's not in the race car right now, and likely won't be for the near future. He did say at the end of the interview that he plans to race again. He wants to race again. He doesn't like being out of the race car. He does not know, though, when he will be back in the car. He has no timetable for his return, but he did say he wants to get back and race again. He's only, 42 years old? I say only, but he's still got a few more good years left for sure. But yeah, as the initial report said, no broken bones, nothing of that sort. It was just a head injury that Ryan Newman sustained. He also mentioned in this interview, though, that he did black out briefly. He was unconscious briefly during this whole scary incident. He says he doesn't remember the entire race. There's parts of the race he does not remember now as a result of this. So that's pretty scary. Head injuries, of course, are always scary, but that definitely indicates that this was a serious injury and it's warrants him being out of the race car for a time. But he was in good spirits. He reiterated that he is still himself. You know, he didn't get knocked out that badly. He is still Ryan Newman, still, from his perspective, is the way he always has been. So that's always really great to hear that there was not any, presumably any major permanent damage done in a wreck like that. Again, just given how what everyone feared, the first couple hours after that wreck, and even the first day or so after that wreck, to where we are now, still doesn't really feel real. It feels pretty surreal, to be quite honest with you. But really good to hear that from Ryan Newman. He did offer one other detail that he didn't really go into much detail, but he did let this slip out. He did say that the roll cage in the car was compromised. Didn't really go into too much detail by what he meant by that. He definitely was quick to commend all of NASCAR's safety improvements, all the things in the car that did their job, that worked. On Parker Kligerman, after Parker Kligerman suggested that there should be new qualifications for drivers to be allowed in NASCAR, and this was after Angela Ruff spun out on the apron, getting up to speed during her Las Vegas qualifying lap. It looked to me like she probably just missed a shift or something like that, and the car just slipped out, or the truck just slipped out, she spun out. And after that went viral, Kligerman made his comment, which I don't entirely disagree with, and Angela Ruck's Twitter account went off in this way. A lot of like censored curse words, something about slapping his little, I don't.
You know, put new suit casings on your arm, your leg, heart. And bam, there we go. Look at that, man. Now we have all the instruments, and they're all color-coded. Isn't it beautiful, Rex?
I don't want them to be pink.
Well, the theme is clearly red here, but, I mean, maybe next time we can make things pink. I'm sure there's
I think they should be pink.
No, they're red. Look, the flags on the pirate ship are red, the carpet's red, you know, this awning's red. What are you doing here? Why are you in here?
Wait, what? Can I help you?
Disturbing stories from Italy where virtually the entire nation is on lockdown. Just grocery stores and pharmacies are open to the public. Streets are relatively empty. And then there's this case, a woman under quarantine in the northwest of the country who's locked in her home with her husband who has died. Locals say she's shouting from her balcony for help. Her husband apparently died early in the morning Monday. The man had tested positive for coronavirus, and his body has been left in the apartment reportedly until it can be removed 48 hours after his death. Our next guest knows a thing or two about quarantine regulations here in the U.S. Former Deputy Assistant Attorney General John Yoo joins us live. John, good to have you back with us.
What's in my hands?
Let's start with schools because there are people saying, you know, I know you're a professor and had to teach class online today, and people have had very different reactions about this. We want to put up a list of colleges and universities, and this is just sort of a list that continues to grow, but this is what we have so far of the schools who say, we're going to go to online classes for as long as we can. Very much for your time.
Thank you, Shannon.
Best ECW champions.
This, I believe, will be one of the most transformative occurrences in the history of our nation.
The coronavirus taking hold in the U.S. today. The first containment zone here in New Rochelle, New York, just north of Manhattan.
New York City.
State officials say about 100 to 200 members of the National Guard will be here in New Rochelle on Thursday to help clean and sanitize schools and public areas and even deliver food wherever it's needed.
It is a dramatic action. This is literally a matter of life and death.
That zone of containment consisting of a 1-mile radius around the Young Israel Synagogue, where dozens of people were exposed. The first in the area to test positive, an attorney named Lawrence Garbouz. New York State is now reeling from one of the largest coronavirus outbreaks in the country. New York City's mayor noting a spike in cases.
We have a very rapidly evolving situation on the numbers of cases, and we're obviously concerned when we see more cases, but there's a piece of this that actually is in its own way, good news, which is the testing capacity is coming online more and more.
Tonight, at least 28 people have died from the virus, including a 69-year-old man in New Jersey, the first death in the Northeast. According to Johns Hopkins University, over 118,000 cases of COVID-19 have been recorded worldwide, with over 800 here in the U.S. As anxiety mounts, medical professionals and potential patients sounding the alarm that there aren't enough testing kits to keep up with the growing numbers.
This is a big problem right now, because really to understand this epidemic, we have to know what the denominator is, okay? And we don't have a full sense of what that is right now.
ABC News has learned that at least 6,600 COVID-19 tests have been administered across the country. Dr. Todd Ellerman at South Shore Health outside Boston says the hospital has been inundated with test requests.
I'm getting flooded with calls from patients and providers that have flu-like illnesses, and many of them are testing negative for the flu and negative for a broad range of other respiratory viruses. So we have to ask ourselves, what's filling in that gap? And I think there's a good chance that COVID-19 is that pathogen.
Quick and accurate testing, he says.
My family did my mom and dad on March Christmas. We gotta eat it.
When you know that there's community transmission, that
means there's
a lot more undiagnosed cases than diagnosed cases.
So
we have to up the level of testing.
In Washington, a state with one of the highest case counts in the country, Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan says a lack of tests played a major role in a single Seattle area county pending.
Had a big paper show.
Counted in the 2020 census.
Mexicans fine. There's a cat one. After the put my advice, that's pretty fun. So much to the base. People be happy. Man, I'm being sad. I don't want to be an enemy. I don't want to catch people helping me things. I'm just staying home in my house. I heard that's pretty close to one day. I don't trust nobody. No, not coronavirus. Get me, coronavirus. Not Marcus. Not Crispy Maris. Not Christmas. Not my dad. Not Mother Maris. Mom and me. And then I said, no, my God. What's gonna happen? Possible. I need to take care of myself if I get sick. Wash my hands. People are lying on sick today. I don't know about it. Ugh. I don't know about it. Haven't been the mama bars over here and our neighbors. Neighbors by here. The Cotton Street. SQ Lane. Haven't been able to get it by here. Haven't been able to get it. My bars by here. There's people here, our neighbors. Haven't been able to get it. By this street by here. And then people have to protect themselves.
Now this graphic from Johns Hopkins University shows the number of cases all over the world of this coronavirus outbreak. It stands at 118,000 with a death toll past 4,000. Countries like Lebanon, Morocco, and the Democratic Republic of Congo have their first cases. Others have been announcing border closures and travel bans. We'll have updates from all around the world, from Asia to Europe to Africa to North America. We're going to start though in Italy because it's ending its first day under a national quarantine. Its numbers in terms of cases, well, that's gone up through the 10,000 mark. Now, the death toll is 631. These are some of the pictures that have come in through the day, and you can see the impact.
How does people in movie theaters?
Here are the roads next to the Colosseum, the roads almost empty. People being told to stay at home.
No, I'm not crying. It's not in me. I wash my hands, hit my body. It's not in me. No, I'm not sick. Like you, coronavirus. As you go away. What's that? All that's up to you. Kept raised friends today. Iowa. Kept question mark. Iowa. The question mark. People have to take care of yourself. Why the war? How to take care of yourself out in the countries. How to get rid of that? How does it? Okay. Weak. Papa Trooper. Doing my first one podcast. Come on. 2, 3, 4. They're probably 6 feet, 7 feet, 8. Papa Trooper. I'm behind it.
I'm here to beat ass, and if you step aside, I'll make sure zombie ass, not yours.
Honestly, not sure the apocalypse.
Anyone feel like stopping at Playland again?
Yeah.
What's the plan? I know we're killing Z's and looking handsome, but what else?
Shoot it. 2, 4. High school. Job 1. We got a trophy. It's in here. Burn, baby, burn. Play. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3, 7, 8. Be the best level. 4 players, characters. You can see for somebody. Boom! Papa Trophy, good. You want this Papa Trophy. JBL. Oh fuck. Okay. Oh, it's one. Fox. What do you Fox? Be a Hall of Fame. That's what I was talking about.
Two Texas buddies, two Hall of Famers, and this beautiful Detroit.
Just old me over here.
A whole lot of Texas going on right now. I believe you and I started getting into sports back in the early 90s. Here we are in there. Double Hall of Famer, out first on the sea strip.
That's what I said about. It's a Hall of Famer now.
Yeah, awesome trip.
John, you finally find out you're going into the WWE Hall of Fame. How did that all go down? What was the phone
Yeah, Hall of
call?
Fame
What
now.
happened?
Got the phone call, you know, it's a private matter between me and the chairman.
Plus appeals of Tony. Intended to be tag team champion. 30 days, tears of four, tears of four. That's all I was a wrestler boy. Back in the day, I'm not him. When he's young, I ain't in the water.
My dream, going to the Hall of Fame, the life that I've had in wrestling, the reality of falling to the beginning. I wish I could do it all over again.
This is great. I mean, having you out here, finally going to the WWE Hall of Fame. What is one moment that you think defines the career of JBL? You've had so many moments.
Defines JBL is Eddie Guerrero, no doubt about it. Defines me is Ron Simmons. The biggest break I ever had in my life was meeting Ron Simmons. You know, he was the best man at my wedding, and he gave a wonderful toast where he got standing ovation.
Surprised John Cena's him. Let's do Vice and John Cena.
Tag team with him was probably the best thing for my career, but for JBL is Eddie Guerrero. There's no doubt about it. When I came along and Eddie me in the front at the Staples Center, it was right after
it's Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero. Back in the day, JBL. Eddie Guerrero.
I thought it would be one and done. Eddie and his brother Charles came up with the idea of
it's Eddie Guerrero. Oh, that was a long time ago. Back in the day. He was younger. There no more.
I've never seen that crowd get that quiet. We had state troopers around and literally had to take that side of El Paso that said, don't go back, we can't guarantee your safety. Travel all the way over that, so what that did. When that clip aired and people saw what I did, he cleared his brother everywhere we went. It was like 99% Hispanic audience. They all wanted to see me die. We sold out the Staples Center coming up, and had a jumper to tell us the next week, you know, and Eddie would tell me, Eddie called next week, can I do it for you? He goes, when you do a microphone, tell him, my ancestors came over here to post on energy. And I said, hey, you're going to get me killed. No, he's good to eat it. I can eat it. But it was there all night. It was the heat I had was unreal. I had that security in the world. And it was almost like Eddie Guerrero. He carried that much either for me or for business, whatever it was. To this day, if it wasn't for Eddie, JBL would not be here today. And I thought it would be great.
I lost my hands. Just do a 2 more diamonds. A minute later, I don't look at nursing for me. I'm gonna get sick. Come on, I'm gonna get me.
Not reciprocating the love to someone. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. No, hell.
Hey John, it's John. Remember that young whippersnapper that you put over WrestleMania for the...
That's Cena.
If there's not a bad guy, then there's not a good guy. And the worse a person can be as a bad guy, the better that you'll have a John Cena, a Booker T, a Undertaker, a Eddie Guerrero.
Well, John, we actually have a very special message for one of your greatest rivals.
Oh. Hey John, it's John. Remember that young whippersnapper that you put over WrestleMania for the scrap? I just want to thank you for everything you've ever done for me. I have great perspective of all the people that have helped me throughout my journey, and there is no me without you. We had some wonderful times, I hope that as you get inducted to the Hall of Fame, maybe you can relive some of those times and enjoy some of those memories like I do every single day. And I'm really thankful for what you've done for me. As far as I'm concerned, this is something you have absolutely earned.
John Cena. No, here's the John Cena. Yeah, that's the whole one. That's one back in the day. Man in the mind.
Well earned. Thank you, John.
And what does that mean to you to hear him say that everything that you
That's
say
John Cena.
for somebody like John Cena in his career?
Stick light still.
Vader was on his way out. He told me, Leon Watt, he told me, he said, kid, I asked you my last day to you.
That's Batista. It's not Batista. That's my favorite wrestler. I never wanted to pick one eye on. Batista's my favorite one, Batista. Nobody else. That's Ray Basir, Christy, John Cena, me, Batista. That's my favorite wrestler, Batista. Marcus Ray Basir, Christy, John Cena, me, Batista. Back in the day, John Cena. Serbia.
And that's why I wanted so badly in that WrestleMania match to do my job so that John would walk away and go, there's your champion right there, and there's your future.
That's a long time ago.
Somebody would have been there that we all come on. You know, it's completely different. You know, when you go from, say, an 8-man match to a 25-man match, it's completely different psychology. You know, you have to be able to take people on a roller coaster. And I was one of the first ones that was out there with John that did that. And I felt that he, right away, he had this feel for the business. Now, I never was dreaming he'd do what he's done. But he knew then that this guy could create something.
How do I never get it? How do I wonder why those wrestlers didn't get it either? There's not enough type of people. Unless there's like WrestleMania. How do people say that's wrestlers?
I do a lot of charity work. I put a lot of charity work with at-risk Gamecock kids.
John's never get that virus. You're not fans.
With inner city and low-income kids, as far as education opportunities.
I'm going to get rid of it. But it's going to be back to murder.
They spent 12 years of working with that.
I'm not touching my nose. Not touching my nose. I'm touching it. It's the virus. I know it's sneezing, eat a coffee. It's the virus is way around. And I tries to get me. So. That's what crap. Oh yeah. Triangle, John Cena. Smackdown. Triangle, John Cena.
Where are you? This lean green queen is here too.
Here to what?
Hey girl, I'm here to give you back your robe.
I'm not trying to. Let's see. Let's triangle. Triangle. When we're Syria. That's all I'm talking about. It's triangle. We smoked it before. That's right, but that's why I smoked that ECW. That's all free enough. That's why I like it raw. I think I like smoked that for a lot like ECW back in the day. Yeah, in Syria. Do wrestling stuff. in this video. Alright. Let's wait in this video. It's kind of English. End of it now. Fox. Nice color fox. Nice color. That's what I do. Take a look. Corresponding to me, look. Here's the right I see how it goes. Tails. Here's the scene. That's right up. Tails. Looks like tails over like this box spread. Light over here. Light over here. Light. It's all white. It's all white over here. Light. Light. It's all white in here. Light over here. What's this tiny? And tails jersey? A fox. A little bit of a fox. Still a fox too. Tails being the fox. There's a fox. So it's brings a fox. Tails being the fox. Stopping fox too. See, look at the fox.